Welcome to DataViz Daily. I'm Kevin McGinley, and we're working here with our 2016 election debate data set. And I showed you on Friday how to use a tool called OpenRefine to create a new data set that allowed us to create this tag cloud showing the sort of frequency in which all the candidates speak certain words. And this is great, but the problem is that we've got a lot of words in here that we don't really care about. You can see here the largest words and are examples of two words that don't really tell us anything about what the candidate is talking about. So we need to figure out a way that we can quickly get rid of a lot of those words. Now I could come in here and right click on each one and do remove selected, but that would take a lot of time. How can we do that a little bit faster? Well, fortunately, the internet is a trove of resources, and there are things called stop lists, which in text analytics is a term used to describe words that we don't want to include when we're analyzing text. So I've got a list here, and in this format it's not really that helpful to me. So what I'm going to do here is take our 709 lines, and I'm going to use a feature here called join lines that's going to smash all of these rows into a single row. Now the nice thing about this is that it actually separates them with a space. So we can then come into find and replace and get rid of that, and I can search on a space, which it finds there, and I can replace that with single quote, comma, single quote. Oops. And what that's going to allow me to do is turn this into a in list, or a not in list in this case. So if I go ahead and do replace all, it puts all of the single quotes there. Now it doesn't add one at the very beginning and the very end. So I'm going to go ahead and add those in. I'll select it all and copy it. Now let's come back to DataViz. How can we use this? Well, it's not going to really work in a regular filter. As you can see here on speaker, there's no place to enter in a sort of text string per se. But fortunately, we do have the expression filter, which I can add here. And I can basically say text not in, oops, and we'll basically put our open and close parentheses here, and then we'll paste our values in between there, and I'll just call this stop filter. And I'll validate this, make sure it looks good, expression validated, hit apply. And now it's going to remove a lot of those words. Now, this list is not completely comprehensive, but it does a pretty good job of getting rid of a lot of things. Remember how I had a problem of dealing with punctuation, so we've got words like she's, don't, I'm. Ideally we'd like to get rid of some of those types of words, and I can, further refine this list to include those. But you can see we're definitely to a better list here, and what becomes very interesting from an analysis perspective is if we come in here and we add Clinton to the mix and then take our speakers and separate them by color, which I had actually already had in there conveniently, we can now see some of the words that sort of Clinton focuses on versus Trump. And so this becomes a very interesting way to sort of compare and contrast what are the most common words that each candidate is talking about. So that concludes this episode. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. We'll continue to work with this election debate data. Thanks for watching.